All right, so I got my son with me to do camera work. We are in a Chevrolet Equinox 2RS 2024, and the reason we are is because I contacted the car salesperson, Janine, who sold us the Cadillac Lyric, and let her know I had a son in college, and if there were any deals that I kind of like to lower my monthly payment. And she went back and forth with the manager and came up with this as an alternative, and I knocked $200 off my monthly payment. Got a bigger car with more range, and it costs less, so you can't say no to that. So I've been driving the Chevrolet Equinox now for about, I don't know, 3 months, and very much like it. But this is the bottom rung in the General Motors EV lineup. Janine, the salesperson, said that if I wanted to come by to video the Escalade IQ, which is at the complete other end of the spectrum, at the top of the line of the General Motors EV lineup, I could do so. And it's Memorial Day weekend. What better time to go drive in a Cadillac Escalade? Let's do this thing. She's one of the few people whose business cards I actually keep in my wallet. Trust her to death. And as I mentioned on the way over, needed a little extra room in the monthly expenses because of my son's college, and she definitely helped me out with the Equinox purchase. And here we are sitting in a 2025 or 2026? 2025 Cadillac Escalade IQ Sport 2. And I did some research prior to, but I don't know how big the screen is. I'm guessing over. Yeah, I know in the Lyric it's 36, and I would say this is almost half again as large. So yeah, that sounds about right.
55 inches.
Yeah. Very good. Let's take her for a ride and see how cushy A-list celebrities get to live life in. So Sport 2, I do know that it's 2 motors or 4 motors?
2.
That's what I thought.
Front and back.
And the battery pack, they don't specifically list on the website, but they do say over 200 kilowatt hours and over 460 miles of EPA range, if that's correct.
Correct.
And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind staying in this car for a long time, but 450 miles might be a little bit of a stretch for me. From here, we could get all the way to the Atlantic Ocean and probably back again without having to fill up, which makes the whole range anxiety kind of a non-issue.
It is the highest range vehicle right now on the market.
That's one way to solve the problem is don't even think about it being electric anymore. And it was always a chore to have to go to gas stations in order to fill up the cars on the weekends. And one thing I've found with being in an electric, boy, this is very smooth. One thing I found about being an electric is the convenience of being able to just skip the whole gas station trips and fill up at home in the garage. You also have a EV, is that not the case?
Yes, I do. I drive a Chevy Bolt.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're the same as me, but being able to skip the gas station is definitely a increase in quality of living.
It's crazy. I love it. I've been driving mine about almost 5 years now, and it's perfect for commuting. You just can't go wrong as long as I charge at work, and I love it.
Yeah, we could talk about the whole environmental benefit and the politics surrounding electric vehicles. For me, it's really just a lifestyle upgrade with lower maintenance and being able to have the convenience of being able to charge at home. And they're so quiet. This car is so
Isn't it
quiet.
incredible?
Yeah.
You feel like you're floating.
Exactly. Let me roll down the window to see what kind of noise we're getting outside. So this doesn't do the whole engine humming thing like the Equinox?
Not if it's going over 28 miles an hour.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine hums pretty good. I turned it on the super NASCAR mode of sound in order to make me feel all beefed up. We're here in Concord, North Carolina, which is the home of NASCAR, so I feel like I should fit in a little bit more. But it is super quiet.
Well, I think what people tend to forget with EVs is there's no transmission, so you're not changing gears as you're driving. It's a smooth ride. very quiet and smooth.
So the IQ I was discussing on the way over is at the opposite end of the spectrum of where the Equinox is. There's many similarities, but I'm going to go over in detail after we finish the driving portion of the video, the luxury elements that are a part of the IQ. But I can say the space for the passengers actually feels a little bit tighter, and I don't know if it's because the center console is so much wider in here than in the Equinox. I suppose they're trying to fit in more features like the secondary phone with the cooling and the wider armrest or something.
Yeah. They are. They have the 2 charging stations, wireless charging, and they have this whole pad down here, so you can control everything with your fingertips.
Ow.
Nice turn. Isn't that great?
And it doesn't have the 4-wheel steering like the, let's see, it would be the Silverado EV and also the Hummer EV apparently does 4-wheel steering. This one does not.
This one does. It does. It has it's called an arrival mode, where all your wheels turn and you can go for arrival. So Cadillac just escalates that up a little bit.
Very interesting. I did not know that it had 4-wheel steering.
Yep. It's called the arrival mode.
The turning camera, that's something that I definitely don't have, which is nice.
Another thing is, over on your side, you can see your screen, correct?
Yes.
You can watch a movie, YouTube, anything you want. I cannot see that. It's blocked out because we're driving.
Wow, that right there, my wife would hate it because she would be talking to me. I'd be like, hold on a second. And she don't like that, but I would be making all kinds of trouble over here with that, I can promise. Oh, and it's got an HDMI input, so I could connect like a laptop in order to project to the screen as well, it looks like.
It's Wi-Fi built into these, everything. They thought of everything when they got these vehicles, for family, executives, for everybody.
Yeah, so I could definitely see this as a luxury family hauler or as kind of like a Rose limousine addressable market, and taking it on even renting for a family trip would probably be a case. There's the company in Charlotte called FlexCar that does rentals, and I'm not sure if they have any Escalade IQs in their fleet or not, but it would probably be something that is worth looking into. And what kind of warranties does GM carry on the Escalade IQ? I'm assuming it's going to be similar to the Lyriq, which would be 4 years bumper to bumper, and then
4-year 50,000 bumper to bumper, and then 8-year 100,000 on the batteries.
Right. So not much to worry about once you actually complete a purchase. And what's the interior color here that we see?
This one is black. It has the chrome in there, just kind of spices it up a little bit, makes it look good. Cadillac wanted to definitely go more of the luxury line. See, the camera pops up. It's pretty awesome.
I love that.
They wanted to go more of the luxury line, and this one does have the Super Cruise built in. This road is not tested, not mapped for the Super Cruise yet. But as roads get mapped out, then you'll have more and more distance with it.
Yeah, I've had a ton of fun with the Super Cruise. The car that I traded in for the Equinox had cruise control, but it didn't have adaptive cruise control, so I constantly had to adjust for the car in front of me. And the Equinox not only has the adaptive cruise control, it also has the Super Cruise, which will take me there in style with my hands completely off. And truth is, it's a lease, but I'm a little bit ahead of the game in the number of miles that have been put on it. The problem is, it's so darn fun to drive. Every time I have an excuse to get behind the wheel of it, I do.
So now I'm just doing your normal speed here. This is going at 65 miles an hour. Feel how smooth that is.
Yeah, and quiet. One of the things that cars have been striving for ever since they first got on the road is the quietness interior of the cabin, and Cadillac has always done a terrific job of minimizing road noise, but you take it to a whole new generation when you switch to electric and you get the completely deadly silent interior cabin space. And I'm assuming this has the headrest speakers as well in order to have that noise dampening effect.
It does. And then once if we turn the stereo on, which we'll do later, then you'll feel the beautiful AKG system that's built into these.
Very nice.
Heated seats, cooled seats, massaging seats, all of it.
Yeah, we'll pick it apart once we get back to the dealership, because I see captain chairs in the rear, which is pretty unusual. Most of the time you have bench seating, and an incredibly large third row. I can't wait to check that out to see. My goodness, it's enormous. Okay.
What I'm going to do down here is a U-turn, so you can feel the turning radius. I think you'd be surprised at how tight this vehicle is on turning.
Yeah, I've heard about the Cybertruck with its turning radius being really tight because of the four-wheel steering, but I understand also the Silverado EV and the Hummer EV is similar with its four-wheel steering, so that will be interesting to see making the U-turn. Do you know how long of a car this is?
Ooh, I'd have to get the exact measurements for you. I don't really. It's almost the length of the Escalade ESV, so it's just a little bit smaller than that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking similar in size to the Silverado trucks, both EV and normal.
I'd have to get the exact measurements.
Yeah, but very ample.
Okay, so over here I'm going to do a U-turn once it's clear, so you can just see how the turning radius is on these. And notice the road, how bumpy the road is, but how smooth this car is.
Yeah. When we got the Lyriq for the first time and went on the first road trip, that was what I noticed. We were going over a 2-lane country highway, and it was just very smooth. Whoa! Look at that! Oh my goodness!
Crazy.
Yeah, it was like a circus car.
Yeah, and that's not even using the arrival mode. That's just straight up driving.
Oh man, that was amazing! Wow.
Didn't think I'd surprise you, did you?
No, that was remarkable. That was really remarkable, because the Lyriq is a long car. Just so you know, Janine, when it came home, we had a bit of a difficult time making it fit in our garage. We had to readjust a couple of things because it's such a large car. It's beautiful, and I love the ample space. And people say it's not as big as the Tesla Model Y, and I say that's bogus. You got to get in a Lyriq in order to see just how large those cars are. I don't know. I think they include like the Frunk in the calculations or something, and because no one really uses a Frunk.
The Lyriq does not have the front trunk, but this does.
Yeah, well, this has a whole different level of what would be called a Frunk. This has something that could eat a whole other car underneath the hood of their thing. We'll take a look at that when we get back to the dealership also. But
I think I blew your mind.
Yeah, but the Lyriq does not have a turning radius, anything like that, and this has to be at least a couple feet larger in length. That was really remarkable. And not only is it the novelty of it, the fact that it's there, but it's very practical too, because one of the disadvantages when you're driving a large car is you're using it for utility, like going to the grocery store and the shopping center, and those things are very tight radiuses in order to turn into parking spaces, I know. And with big cars, it's always frustrating. In order to just go to the movie theater or whatever, you have to park where you have 3 spaces just so you're not bumping into the person next to you. So I'm assuming that's what that's there for, is in order to solve those tight parking problems.
Correct. It's just, it's amazing. And you don't believe that it has that tight of a turning radius until you drive it and see that it does. It's crazy. I love these cars.
Yeah, the attention to detail in the driving dynamics, the suspension calibration, the suite of features, I think is something that OEMs, although they get a lot of shade cast on them for being not easily able to adapt, is something that they really shine at, because they've got the customer focus groups for what a customer would want in a car perfected to a science, 3 decades ago. And ever since, they've been continuing to iterate in order to provide customers what they want. And I tell you right now, I'm feeling as though this is exactly what I want. So I'm assuming you're able to transition me from the Equinox to an IQ for the same price?
I'm ready. Yeah, right.
Apparently not.
I'm going to put this in one pedal driving.
Okay. Okay, so let's start off with one of the most pronounced novelty effects of the Escalade IQ, which is the Frunk. And I don't even know if I would call this a Frunk. I would call this a front sofa. This thing is huge. And actually, I'm not going to sit in it. This brand new car is not mine, but you can see, you could lay down in this. Lucid Gravity is claimed to fame of having a little front bench in here, but that only goes back about this far. You can see this goes back another 2/3. You could put, I don't know if you could put skis in there, but you could definitely put golf clubs, probably 2 sets of sticks for sure. And it is key controlled. Oops, that opened it. And now we're closing. Huge frunk. One of the nice things about electric vehicles is the lack of the engine block opening up additional storage space. On the Lyric, as Janine mentioned, there is no frunk, and here they opened all that up. And one of the things that I think the IQ is going to be heavily used for, as I mentioned, is like the Rose limousine type of thing. So having additional storage for people hauling luggage to and from airports. Obviously not as big of a trunk as the Lyric, and we don't have much of a sub-trunk, but the third row does fold down. So let's go ahead and show what it looks like. Okay, so that would be up. Oh, that's the second row. Okay, so you could fold down the second row from here too, and then fold down the third row. And then you get your incredible amount of storage space, so you can haul plywood in an Escalade IQ. I don't know if you would want to do that, but tons of space. And actually between the trunk and the third row, if you wanted to car camp in it, you could probably set up the mattress there and then leave that whole area up there as kind of like a living room area. And you can see the screen in the second row. And I believe you could return these to position. Yep, electronically. You can't do that in the Lyric. You have to use manual in order to return them. And I don't know if I could do that in the second row. Yep. Oh, wait. This is interesting. So from back here, you could pop the seat up in order to get people in. So I suppose if you were a Rose limousine driver, after you put the luggage in the back, you would pop this up in order for people to get into the third row as a convenience, is the concept there. So my personal opinion, although there's a lot of luxury features here, it actually feels a little much for me. And I don't know if I'm just a simple man who's not used to luxury features, but some of these I just don't find I would use much. So I don't think, let's see, how do you put this back? 2 for down, forward and back. Okay, so that opens it up. If I'm not going to be using a feature, I generally don't want to pay for it. I'm going to have to go back there and check that out, which means I might be outclassed by the features in this car in order to make it a useful purchase. Now, I don't mind spending money on expensive vehicles, but what I don't want is to spend money on things that I'm not using. So there is that. But let's just talk about the sheer size. It's a little bit hard to put in perspective, but you can see I'm fully standing up. I don't know how tall I am anymore. I used to be 5'8". Now I'm probably 5'7" and change, maybe a little bit less as far as the size. $150. So if I buy 2 of these, the price is my house basically. So you can buy yourself a nice house, or you can buy yourself an Escalade IQ is basically the concept. The address. And then but I do like this step up, because when you get into taller vehicles like this, just getting in and out of the car, although you would think it'd be easy, if I didn't have this runner, I would have a difficult time getting in and out, because the step up is almost like getting on a horse. But With the runner, it actually does work. So is there a way of closing the door? Oh, well, that's interesting. So you just let it go and off it goes. Interesting. Okay, so I'm back home the day after, and I neglected to record my final thoughts while I was at the dealership, but it gave me a little bit of space of time to actually think it through. My personal opinion is a little bit too much luxury for me. Even if I had $150,000 just lying around, burning a hole in my pocket, what I'd probably do is go get a Hummer fully tricked out. The Escalade IQ is just, I don't know, a little too rich for my blood, I think. The Equinox for me fills my purposes, and I really like this car to death. I like the price for sure. The Escalade IQ is more than double the price of my Lyric, and this is a step down from there and serves me very well. I really enjoy this. So I understand there are a addressable market for the Escalade IQ. I just don't think it's me. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.